What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Homegrown Career Mode. This is episode number 16, and we start today's episode with some player training, and as you can see, Archie Cook has now hit 71 overall. And he's also now got 86 sprint speed. I love that. This centre-back is absolutely rapid. And that's now as well plus 14 growth on Cook since we got him out of the academy. When we promoted him, 16 years old, or is he 17 years old? Might be 17 actually. When we promoted him from the academy, 57 overall. He's already 71 now. He's got 3 of the 5 drills throughout the entire season, and he'll continue to get that amount of exposure until the end of the season as well. Because you continue to make this guy a really good centre-back, because right now, we don't really have that many quality defenders here at Southampton anyway. And with the homegrown quota for next season, it's going to be even tougher, knowing we can only use 2 players that aren't trained out of the academy. But for the first game of today's episode, Cook would start alongside Jones, getting a rare start for us in this game. Alfie Jones, 62, 63 overall, I believe, the centre-back there, as we would take on Manchester United away at Old Trafford in midweek, coming on the back of our loss to Fulham on the weekend, which saw us now lose 4 games in a row. We hadn't lost a single game in 2019, now 4 defeats on the trot. We're away at Old Trafford, and what it starts this game, I feel that a very, very much changed side with our FA Cup quarter-final tie against Arsenal on the weekend, and 3 minutes in, Theo Walcott was sent through one-on-one, and then sent tumbling to the ground by an awful challenge from Phil Jones, who lunged in from behind. He won a lot of ball, but look at that, he went straight through the back of Theo's right leg there. Definite penalty, definite red card, as he was the last man. Clear goal scoring opportunity, and a chance for the Saints to go in front inside the first 5 minutes. Now, we missed a penalty this season against Manchester United in a reverse fixture at St Mary's. Chamberlain missed it, so I gave it to Ward-Prowse, who scored one himself this season, and David De Gea went the right way and saved it. So twice we've had penalties against Manchester United this season, and twice we have missed them. First Chamberlain, now Ward-Prowse. I mean, give us a chance from 12 yards and I'll still mess it up. I'm terrible at penalties this year. Great chance burned, and it was still 0-0. We had the man advantage during the first half due to that red card to Jones. We were playing the better football as you expect. The man advantage, looking good on the ball. We had a little bit more possession. We'd had most of the shots, 2 on target as well, and we're looking very threatening and looking like we had a great chance to go in front. But in the second half, I don't really know what happened, to be honest. We played well in the first half, but in the second half it was like a totally different team. I just could not break down Manchester United. Angus Gunn made a great save there to Juan Mata and keep the score scoreless. And our final chance fell right at the start of stoppage time, with Ethan Collins finding Luke Shaw on his return to Old Trafford, storming down left-hand side, through to Matt Target off the bench, who rolled it across to the far post. Isgrove dinked it in, and Charlie Austin, what on earth was he doing? I pressed circle, I was thinking just stoop low and head it, or just volley in, and instead he sort of just slid to ground like a slide tackle. The ball went over him. De Gea said cheers to that one, Charlie, to keep his clean sheet, and that was how the game finished. Final score at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Southampton 0. Another game where we failed to get a goal. That's now back-to-back, and I was so frustrated because we should have won this game. And it's so funny, but it's deja vu, because when we faced Manchester United at St Mary's, this is pretty much the exact same thing that happened in that game as well. We won a penalty, we missed it. We had chances, we missed them, and the game finished goalless. So it's great to stop the rot, and the loss streak ends after 4 games. And listen, a point away at Old Trafford, it's a very credible result, right? But either way, the chance to win that game were there, particularly from the spot. And right at the final moment, I don't know what Charlie Austin was doing away for a slide tackle was more appropriate than a volley. But still, for the second game of today's episode, we will go ahead and take on Arsenal here back at St Mary's in the FA Cup quarter-final. You saw the ties there as we head into this game against Unai Emery's side. And of course, we lost them very recently in the Premier League away at the Emirates Stadium by a 0-0. But heading into this game, picked a very strong lineup for it, of course, and I was feeling pretty confident, despite the fact we had no wins in our last 5 games. I was really optimistic after our good football at Old Trafford, and we started this game playing good football as well. Even when we're not getting the results this season, we are playing some really nice football, some really good passing moves. Another one fell here 34 minutes in after that first one resulted in a corner after a great slide challenge. Nathan Rose down that left-hand side, beat his man with a double step over, wonderful ball to the centre, and Lallana was denied by a fabulous save by Bernd Leno as the German pushed it away. So still goals at the break, but again, we have played better in the first half. Arsenal yet to get a shot on our goal as we were looking a better team, and it continued out the way in the second half as well. Lallana's shot ricocheted into the path of Theo Walcott, and this is the best chance of the game. 6 minutes after the restart, and Theo, how I failed to hit the target there, I do not know. But again, it was like deja vu at the Emirates Stadium. We had those chances against Arsenal, we didn't take them. Walcott had the best chance, put it wide. That's exactly what we did in this game. We've played the better football in the space of 90 minutes. We went into extra time. There were no chances in the half an hour's worth of football after the first 90 though, and that meant we will go to a penalty shootout to see which team would go through to the FA Cup semi-finals and book a trip to Wembley. And after our penalty miss, this against Manchester United in the last game, I was thinking, oh God, we are not going to make it through. And Ward-Prowse was our first one. He missed at Old Trafford, and he missed here at St Mary's as well. Same corner, Leno saw it was the same result, saves it there like the Haya did. He clearly did his research and kept the score scoreless. And then Arsenal went in front of Henrik Mkhitaryan, who scored against us in the game at the Emirates Stadium to make it 1-0, and we were already trailing in the shootout. Thankfully, Theo dispatched from 12 yards from the next penalty though to keep us in the shootout and make it 1-1. And then Jesse Rodriguez took the next one, but this was an awful penalty. Dinked it high wide. It was not at all handsome, off target, as it was 1-1 after 4. Then Chamberlain redeemed himself after missed penalty against United earlier on in the season, sending Leon the wrong way and made it 2-1. Mesut Ozil would then take the next one against McCarthy, who was trying to put him off, and he successfully did it as well. Alex McCarthy guesses it the right way, denies the German, keeps the score at 2-1, and that gave Danny Ings the chance to give us a 2-goal cushion, which he did. Right to the top corner, great strike, and that meant that Granit Xhaka, the Swiss midfielder, had to score, otherwise the Gunners were going out and we were going through. So McCarthy, trying to put him off, did the classic Bruce Grobbelaar wobbly legs, and Alex McCarthy made the save and pushed it away to see us win the shootout 3-1 and send us through to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final. And I got to be honest, it was not a great penalty by Granit Xhaka. It was a really poor penalty, in fairness, straight at him for the most part. But I'm not going to take this moment away from Alex McCarthy. He deserves this. He deserves this, because how many times have I slagged this guy off this season, man? I have been his toughest critic, but clearly it's all tough love. And again, not a great penalty by Xhaka, really. McCarthy didn't need to stretch too far to go to get his hands to the ball there. It was a very comfortable height for him as well, very close to his body. But either way, again, I can't take it away from McCarthy. 0 to hero from Alex McCarthy. He started the season off really, really poorly. A couple of noteworthy gaffes costing us games. He was more trouble than he was worth, I described at one point. But I have to give him his credit. He certainly redeemed himself here. Alex McCarthy the hero as the Saints march on to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final. So delighted with that. I can just see it now. He's going to win us the semi-final by way of a shootout, and then do it in the final as well. Like, take the fifth one and then smack it in top bins after saving the first 4. McCarthy though, hero, and we're through to the semi-finals, where as you can see, we'll face either Spurs, Chelsea, Stoke, so Spurs, Chelsea or Stoke, as 3 of those 4 quarter-final ties there were settled by a shootout, which is quite interesting. And as you can see, we've been drawn against Stoke City, the only championship side remaining in the competition from the final 4, as Spurs will face Chelsea in a very tasty London affair there at Wembley, as Pochettino will face Sarri. And yeah, I've got to say, you know, I've been pretty pessimistic. I'm pretty, you know, been downplaying our chance of making the Europa League for next season. But this is a way we could make it. Of course, the FA Cup finalists qualify for the Europa League for next season if there's no other qualification, sort of like tangibles. So this is the way we can make it. We should be able to beat Stoke in the semis. Now, touch wood, fingers crossed I haven't jinxed that. We should be able to beat Stoke in the semis, be in the Premier League side, and then be in the underdogs. However, it wouldn't be a surprise if we do fail at the semis to the championship side. We've had a couple of chokes this season already. I wouldn't be surprised if that's another one there. But still, for the third and final game of today's episode, it was back to Premier League duties as we would take on Watford away at Vicarage Road, where once again I would field a much changed side for the game, as this came midweek. We've had so many games to play in March, hence why our team hasn't really had a consistent starting 11. So we rotated loads of our side, players getting starts that normally wouldn't, like Collins at right back, and we had I think we had Isgrove starting this game at left midfield as well. But we fell behind in this game, and the deadlock was broken about a minute and a half before the break, as Watford went in front through Andre Gray, the former Burnley striker, smashing the ball into the roof of the net after a drill cross from the right hand side. But in the first half, you wouldn't see it in the highlights because there wasn't really much to report. We dominated possession. We'd had 60% of it at half time. We looked a much better team in the first half in terms of ball possession and nothing else. We couldn't break them down. Watford was so congested, I couldn't find any openings, so we had the ball at our feet, we couldn't do anything with it. That was the only shot in the half, and it resulted in a goal. Watford went in front. 6 minutes after the restart, tried to get back on level terms, had one opportunity here, Danny Ings getting around Cabasello to step over and going for goal, but then Foster made the save, and the former Baggies goalkeeper kept it at 1-0, and just for the hour mark, another chance fell here. Davis, the captain, wins it back, rolls it through the gap towards Charlie Austin, only 4 goals this season. Good through ball to Isgrove, he steps inside, beats Mark Navarro, goes for goal, but again, it's Foster with the save, and that was how the game finished. Final score at Vicarage Road, Watford 1, Everton, Southampton 0. It is another defeat for the Saints. It is now no wins in our last 7 games, if you don't count a penalty shootout victory over Arsenal, and we have totally choked any chance of us making Europa League places in the Premier League away. We were in 8th place for a while, we were in great form, 2 defeats in 17, now we're into the bottom half of the table, there's only 8 games to go, and I'll pretty much just come out and say it. There is no way we're making 5th or 6th place. But that went into today's episode of the Homegrown Career, guys, so thank you very much for watching, really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, have a great weekend, and I'll see you for the next episode where hopefully we'll get back to some good form very soon. Cheers, guys.